parts of the North Island prepare for Cyclone Gabrielle.
The system is a very, very deep low when it comes near.
Is to be prepared for the worst, with Tropical Cyclone Gabrielle gathering strength in the Pacific. Emergency workers are still trying to reach a number of people stranded in Hawke's Bay, and dozens of roads around the region are closed.
Cyclone Gabrielle is the most significant weather event New Zealand has seen this century. The severity and the breadth of the damage that we are seeing has not been experienced in a generation.
Otherwise, there's still more people from down Wellington and Kapiti that still want to donate.
As of Monday, we'll just let people know, please note of the new drop-off.
It could just say opening hours, blah, 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 to blah, blah, blah. Call, and someone's phone number, call, blah, blah, after hours, and then they've got someone to call straight away.
Global warming is making the atmosphere more hostile to the formation of tropical cyclones. By the early 2010s, there were about 13% fewer storms across all oceans than there were in the late 19th century, according to a new study published on Monday in Nature Climate Change. But having fewer cyclones does not make them less of a threat. Those that do manage to form are more likely to reach higher intensities as the world continues to heat up with the burning of fossil fuels. On the 13th of February 2023, Cyclone Gabrielle made landfall in New Zealand. Gabrielle left its mark in the upper North Island, and the aftermath was disastrous, leaving many people without homes and casualties. New Zealand communities have banded together to help out their brethren who are desperately without food and clothes.
We've just come along to see the big boss man who owns the Comfort Socks, so we're quite lucky and fortunate that they've come on board and wanted to help us out.
Didn't even have to give it a second thought. So we're here to help in what way we can, in a small way. As say people lost clothing, housing and that, we can supply with items to keep their feet warm and so forth, with clothing and that, we're only too happy to help. So yeah.
It's hard to sort of put into words what's going on at the moment, because we're so blessed to for people that are reaching out and donating. It's just it's just you just can't put it into words really, but just appreciation.
These things here, people just came and dropped them off, left them here for us.
Donation's a good thing because people can donate, and there's always family out there that needs help.
The whole country feels this with you. Well, we really do. And we wish we could help more. We really do.
My daughter's friend's family, they've lost their two homes. There was 3 kids there and they were taken out by the army, and the dad had a very traumatic 8 hours on the ceiling. Another friend's mum was in a river holding onto a tree for 10 hours with her 7-year-old and teenager.
You have compassion, you see what's happened, absolute devastation. It's horrific, even nearly brings me to tears thinking about it, how awful it is for those people, and those people that have lost lives, lost loved ones, lost everything. But then after that, straight away it goes to the head. And then you think, okay, what can I do? What can we do? What can we do together?
Talking to people who are in the Hastings and Hawke's Bay area, and you just your heart melts, and you can't help but feel emotional. And that's the thing that I've noticed of a lot of the people who have donated. You know, they, even though they're struggling, they're in a space of poverty, but they know that they have a lot more than what the families and the communities in the Hawke's Bay have at the moment.
In general, not just Pacific Islanders, not a certain culture or race, but it was more of the people reaching out and asking for help. And I guess the growing up for us was always we've always wanted to help people. We always loved and enjoyed helping people. As the joy of giving back and the joy of helping someone in need is the ultimate pay for us. I can't sit here knowing that I'm in a safe environment, but just knowing that, and then knowing the guys out in Hastings and Napier going through what they're going through now doesn't sit right with us. So we had to do something. So and all we did was provide transport from Wellington to Levin.
An article from ucl.ac.uk says, there is some evidence to suggest that when you help others, it can promote psychological changes in the brain linked with happiness. This heightened sense of well-being might be the byproduct of being more physically active as a result of volunteering, or because it makes us more socially active. But is this really the case? I believe that we stepped into this based on emotions. The thought of losing everything, or a loved one, even losing a child, has a big impact on our emotions. Communities in Wellington, Horowhenua, Manawatu shared these emotions. Meet Fa'uunga Faliulu, who was in Gisborne for work and experienced firsthand the wrath of Cyclone Gabrielle. Mr. Faliulu, who is 40 years old, a husband and father to 3, shares a very emotional story with us.
When that Monday night, our first night up there was no communication with me and my wife and the kids. So we'll just stay together with our workmates, all I thinking just, God to help us. Yeah, after that morning, there's still got no power, no signal. We can't use our phone, and we start panic because I know my family is worried about us and me, especially myself. It was scary. Some people, they start leaving on that hotel. They just dump in their car and just leave. And we just sit there because we don't know where to go. We got no communications. So we just sit there and pray to God to help us. And thank you for our minister and all the church people in here for praying for us.
Glenna Small from Levin. I'm more than happy to donate as much as I possibly can to all those people whose lives have been turned upside down, and it's just so heartbreaking, and I wondered what would I do in that situation, and I just hope everybody will just do something towards helping these people get back on their feet. It's a big long journey ahead of them.
I know it seems hard to see a future right now, and I know that people have lost everything, but if there's one thing that we've seen over the last 24 hours alone is that our community supports you guys. Like, we are here for you, and we will be here for you, not just short-term support but long-term support. The impacts we know aren't just now, the impacts are a month's time, 2 months time, a year's time, when you're still trying to rebuild your lives. We will still be here, your community will be here, we'll serve for you.
Kerry, I'm from Main Freight here in Levin, and just like to acknowledge the help that Mossy has requested from us here, and if we're able to help in any way, we're keen to jump on board and just give you guys a hand. We're part of this community any way that we can help. You know, we have a social responsibility as a business and as people to take care of each other. So that's all I'm trying to achieve, is that, hey, if we can help, then by all means we want to jump on board and do what we can to assist and make things easier for everyone, really. Knowing that there are people out there that want to help, and if I was in that same position, you know, we'd all be wanting help. So at the end of the day, it's just people helping people, and that's, you know, at the end of the day, what can you really ask more for, really, than it's just a bit of support from everyone from wherever it might be, really. Wanting to take care of each other, I think we're a little bit better for it when we're taking care of each other and helping where we can, you know.
The organisers and volunteers made their way up to the Hawke's Bay region with the donations gathered throughout the week, and without delay, the group got right into the work.
Other trailer, take the suitcases, drop it back off at the church, empty that, bring that trailer back here, and then bring the other trailer. And I'll get a hold of the polyactive lady who's got the other guy in that cart, get the phone number and get the truck details.
Yeah, so this place used to be a pub. It was, you know, prolific in its day. The Mongolmo pad is just around the corner.
Oh yeah.
So this area is like considered the worst area of the worst side of Flaxmere.
Yeah.
So Uncle and you know, the village came along and yeah, took over the lease and redid it and turned it into a church.
The builder that's there at the moment, so I do work for him back in farming.
Yeah.
And this is one of his best friends that owns this farm.
Oh, that owns the farm.
Yeah, so he owns he does apples and berries and strawberries. Yeah, so he's got about 50 RAC workers that work for him. And they're all mixed from Fijians to Papua New Guineans, Solomon Islanders.
So I've got Beat Up Hughes Building and Fielding, and this is Berry Farms New Zealand, which is owned by Dean Astle, and he's been affected by the floods. So we're from Fielding and we came over to help him out. So obviously, you know, Fielding's been affected from the floods back in 04, and Dino is one of my best mates, so as soon as I knew he was affected, it was literally roads open over here as soon as we can. The boys from Hawke's Bay took me for a drive last Sunday, and to be honest, it's absolutely heartbreaking. It hit me quite hard to the point where I literally just had to go home. It was probably hitting me a bit too hard because we've got good family friends and friends that are involved in their businesses. It's still really hard to deal with, and whatever we can do to help them is what we can do. Be there for each other. Whatever you can do, be there for another person. If you can help out one family, you've done something. That's all you can do.
So our families come from Laverne and Horowhenua, and we're just opening up our packs at the moment. Thank you everyone for helping out. Yeah, that's why we're here, right down Flaxmere Ave, to help out our Pacific families.
Kia ora whānau, my name's Tanero Latimer and I'm hail from Bay of Plenty in Tauranga. I'm just down here to help the whānau out down here any way I can. So yeah, I was a ex-professional rugby player and played Super Rugby and whatnot. A day or two later we found out all the devastation down here in Heretaunga. So we did our donation, but it still didn't feel right. I just had a bit of time on my hands, so that was us. Booked the plane ticket and came down and connected with some people, Vili and whatnot, and then there was us. We're just help where we can. Hang in there, and we'll get through it with all the awhia around the place. We'll certainly get through it.
So we are thank you for this opportunity for coming here, for your help. So we are really thank you very much for your supporting for us, those who are suffer from the Cyclone Gabrielle. So once again, thank you very much.
So I'm Kieran McCutcheon and I'm the General Manager of ADRA New Zealand, which is the Adventist Development and Relief Agency. So ADRA has been looking for partners because we want to respond and help and support the efforts that people are going to meet the needs of people that have been devastated by the cyclone. And so we've been trawling Facebook, we've been calling our Adventist connections, we've been looking at different connections that we have around the Hawke's Bay, and we came up with a story about Courtney and how Courtney was rallying around to support the RSE workers, and that's who we wanted to connect with because obviously we didn't have those connections and needed to establish them. So we're sitting up in Auckland seeing the news footage and seeing the pictures. Started to hear from people, not just strangers, but from people that I know and love, that they had been losing everything, that their homes were devastated. As a team of individuals who could feel people's pain, we wanted to get in there and do something, and we actually felt really helpless because we're not here. You know, we can't pick up a broom, we can't just go around and give someone a hug, we can't take baking round. We're stuck in Auckland and we're hearing that roads were closed and, you know, access was denied to people unless you had a connection into the area. And so our priority was, how do we get a connection into the area so we can actually reach out? There are people that you don't know, like a lot of these people are faceless. Like, I don't know a lot of the people down there, but if it was my family, my kids, my husband, my extended family, I would want people to be running towards them to help, and I'd want to be one of the people running towards them to help as well. Be our best selves, because we know that people aren't going to be their best selves when they are dealing with so much. So let's just offer so much grace and compassion, and know that this is not a short-term fix. This is a long-term fix, and so expect that I'm going to have to sacrifice. Expect that I might have to sacrifice in order to be there for someone else for a long term.
Yeah, I think for myself it's good to see like the community coming together and helping out. Especially, you know, this is the reason we joined up, to help out where we can. And so yeah, it's just good to see everyone getting amongst it, and yeah.
Hey, Arofa, so we've come down here to support our brothers and sisters here, polyactive. To see a whole lot of food that's getting distributed at the moment down here at the intermediate school, so yeah.
My name's Ashwin. I own a company called Express Freight back in Auckland, and we worked in conjunction with a customer of ours that we work very closely with, which is Truck and Repairs, amongst other people that's around here, close family and friends that have just got together and decided to put this on. At the end of it, we're one community. If something happens down in Hastings, it doesn't affect us directly in Auckland, but hey, you know, we're a couple hours drive, 6 hours drive from here. But continuously seeing that on TV on a daily basis, you feel for it, for the people down here. And I'm sure if the tables were turned, people would do the same from here, back in Auckland. Us being back in Auckland and watching this and feeling a sense of not neglect, but more like not doing anything to help the situation. And that's what it was. It was just that, and then once we got talking about it, and everybody just kind of like, yep, we want to go and help out. And this only happened a week ago, and within 5 days, we had a whole thing organized, and everyone was willing to come down and help. Yes, this is not for a particular race or particular culture. This is for anyone that's affected by the floods. When the floods came, it didn't pick and choose, and why should we? It was as simple as that. Everyone got affected, and that's what it's for.
Cook our place at my place. So because of 9% was raining today. Yeah. So I took to my principal, Leslie. Yeah. And Donald. They approved.
It's for me, it's really, really touching. But you know, it's just like makes everything easier. You know, instead of me thinking or someone else thinking, oh, this, that. It's just someone else is doing it. I just go, oh, sweet, you know. But yeah, it's touching, how the community just, all you hear is bad things, negative things. But the world's turning this. Yes, it is, but there's still good people around. I look at this Auckland. We have people from Horowhenua and just all over New Zealand. Just say our country is still got goodness.
Federation with Polyactive, it's federation with the brothers and sisters here, giving back to the community, the ones that are in need, REC workers. We're just privileged, and it's branched off from a crowd that put their hand up from Auckland. So, take our hat out for them.
Yang ikulai ton porque le koine fa kai kele ya ko yusoma ku fa finga me se kuyo le community le sai foi ma le fo inga le ya so ya au ngai makwai ngau mai sa mo ya mo le ko makuru fa anga ya ro manguia la vai ma ku ngi ro makwa mo ngi wa foi le sa inga mo ngi ku ka ku ai mo le ko makuru fa anga o le fa ko le ro manguia la va makuru ngi sila ya pio si kalanga ulea afka kele lava mo me uma.
So we're an RSC employer. We've got 260 guys on site that are from Thornhill, and then we've got some from TNG and Taylor Corp who have had their accommodation flooded out, so they've come in here to replace some of our guys that aren't coming now because we don't have the work for them.
Mulai bina kami biti, mulai bina kena corona presidenti, corona prime minister, sa may tunggoy New Zealand, nabuko ni nakada, kami suka mati kena bendre ke New Zealand, nabuko ni andra kita tarati kena bano New Zealand, to ba bina ka wana klo ni to mulai bina kati. Mulai bina kati kena mani biti, le cerita ruang bimbi mai biti na kacin kadiwan yo kotofa ni ambak sauti. Walenga inga so na be kono ni takada na be Apollo be baini so tale na kono e wada dani ke ena kono ko Hawke's Tutungo na tutungo yangus accommodation na company na Thornhill. Kusa wangla tikan ni to ba ni bidak na matawali ando sar mai biti. Ito ya tukun tungani ito mula bina katiko singendo balengai to marre bina katiko na kambani ko na Thornhill na wanongo New Zealand sekanga na kena lebu do bina wan lebu to mati.
Le pasolonga foi o me alof ba le alof maranga leo na tatou tangata nei roa o mau papa au nei New Zealand nei le ngata I mangele o Wellington so se me alavo nei New Zealand e wa pena na o alof mai tangata o tatou atuno le o mau atala nei tangata o tatou atuno o afatia na alo ma tama fana le wa tu mai lo lato tau au ma tu te so au fatasi matalia le me alofa le ho to me alofa nei le mea leo mato wau mau ese mai le mea nga mako wau mau mua ai e le pua se upo i lo tangata e tau ia se upo i lo ngai lo mato fia tali se paia ma batu mato faftai tele i lau lango na tangata maalo tam whanau wau walo wau tama whanau o lau mau nei ni usila nei Samoa o ai le toa
What I've learned in this journey, I shouldn't have taken a disaster to bring us all together. Why couldn't we love each other and help each other every day? There's a beauty in loving. It has no color. It is not a race of people. It can help those it has never met before. It does not judge and has no boundaries. With love, you can climb a mountain and many more mountains. As we come to the end of our journey, we know that the journey of others has just begun.